back to Season 3 of Community Storytelling. Thank you, Linda Lester. I love you to pieces for sponsoring this show for all 3 seasons, and Jago Art House for the gorgeous, colorful canvases behind me. Great guest today. Where do I begin? You may know her. You may work with her. You may volunteer for her. Her name is Jan Yount. And Jan, you are the director of this wonderful place called House of Hope.
Yes.
And which I guess it's a community food pantry, but it's got ties to Calvary Church. It's on its grounds.
Correct.
And I guess they own the real estate.
Yes.
And tell me how House of Hope even began.
Well, House of Hope began about 7 years ago. I remember before House of Hope started, it was a little rundown house. It was really a mess and an eyesore.
On Los Gatos Blvd.
Yes.
Right next to the church.
Yes. I was on staff at that time, and we always heard these sirens going by, and they would always go to this home because the people who were living there, they sold dope to the entire community. And so on staff, we kind of nicknamed it the House of Dope. Then it came up for sale. I'm not sure if everyone went to prison or what, but we then decided to call it instead the House of Hope.
Love it.
We redid the entire house. The parishioners at Calvary did the work, and so now we have a really nice house. It's a postage stamp house, about 800 square feet, and we serve about 70 families every week from that house.
So it's just it's a 800 square foot food pantry, basically?
Basically, yes, but we do a little bit more than just give people food. Our philosophy is totally different than other food pantries. See, other food pantries, they like to just give people food and make sure they're not getting food from anywhere else or something like that. When someone comes to the House of Hope, we want to get to know them. We want to build community with them. So on a Saturday morning, we'll serve them breakfast, and we'll sit around round tables and we'll just make friends with everyone. Then we bring them over, and we have a mentor for everyone who comes. And we like to come alongside people who are going through hard times. We want to get them out of poverty, not just to stay in poverty and give them a food for that day.
Now, are these Los Gatos residents?
You know, about a third of them are from Los Gatos. We get a lot of homeless. They live under the bridge in Los Gatos. And we get a lot of people who are elderly and have aged in one home and now are destitute because they just don't have enough money to maintain what they have.
And tell us about the families. Who are these people?
Well, there are a lot of different families. One story that I would like to tell you, my favorite story is of Denise. She came to me, and the first time she came to me, she had absolutely no hair because she had pulled it all out.
Oh.
She was high on methamphetamines. She was a resident of Los Gatos in the Lark Avenue area. And she and her family just all addicted, every single one of them. And so she came, and she knew that if she stayed the way she was, that she was actually going to die. She knew she had physical problems. She was just in real bad shape. We came beside her, and I remember meeting with her almost every week and trying to get her help, to connect her, give her referrals to people that were help. We can't do everything there, but we offer referrals, and then we just offer them friendship and stand by them and offer them food. So over a period of a year, she got clean, sober, and she became like a different person. Today, you would not recognize her. Has a thick head of hair, and she works actually in a Los Gatos bank. She keeps getting promotions
Wonderful.
in this bank.
Wonderful.
Took all the training. But, you know, it's because of the community. The community comes together, gives food to House of Hope. The community gets together, they all work in House of Hope. We don't just work in it alone, not just Calvary Church. It's just a lot of the community, especially the youth, serve in House of Hope.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So students, teenagers are volunteering. I hope they're not the recipients, but I'm sure some of them are.
You know, there aren't a lot of younger recipients, but some are. But like Los Gatos High, for instance, we have the Los Gatos Lions Club, the Leos, and they've done little food drives for us. They come over and they serve in House of Hope. But many others do their community service work there because it's so rewarding. It is fun to work in House of Hope.
So do entire families come in, like on a Saturday, you said you have breakfast and things like that, and, you know, sit around and discuss their woes and perhaps look for solutions and make friends?
Yes, exactly. They'll sit around a table, they'll make friends, and quite frankly, they help one another out.
Yes.
And that is a key, because if they don't know where to get the help, they're not going to go anywhere. Now, we give them referrals, but it doesn't mean anywhere near as much as someone else that's hurting in the same way that they are.
And do you have some who have been coming for years, or is it usually they get back on their feet, I hope, maybe after a few months?
Yes, there are a great many that get back on their feet and go on, and they actually then come back to House of Hope. We've had one, I remember recently at Christmas, they came back and brought a big bag of food, and they said, I was taking food and now I want to give back.
Love it. Now, is this the only community food pantry in town?
No, there are several others. West
Are
Valley
there?
Services comes in and does a mobile pantry.
Nice.
I know that there are others as well in various places. This one appears to be unique in the way it's set up and why it's set up the way it was. You see, when I started running House of Hope, I remember as though it was yesterday, a very pivotal moment.
Please share.
One of our guests brought in to me a thank you note for what she had gotten. And I thought, how nice. And she drew this picture of this beautiful white stallion next to this little mouse. And until I knew what that meant, I just was admiring the picture. But then she said, thank you for helping a little mouse like me. Oh. And so I felt right then, I've got to make sure that I never appear like a white stallion and never make anyone else feel like a little mouse. And so we try to approach people more as equals. And so I get advice from the guests on things like how to get along with my cat or something like that. They'll always give me advice about anything, and we
all learn from each other.
That's it.
You know, it never stops.
It never stops. And I'd say I get more blessings from serving in House of Hope than they get, for sure.
Where do you get your donations?
We get donations from so many different places. Boys Team Charity does food drives for us. National Charity League does as well. The Chamber of Commerce has had stores in the Los Gatos area donate food to us. We have had the Y Guides. They go to the store and buy food, and then they come over to House of Hope and they put it on the shelves, and we enjoy having the kids line up and make some sort of like a bucket brigade and all pass it down and make sure that it gets right on the shelf exactly where it belongs. They have a ball. So,
we need to get you involved with some of the restaurants for their excess food that they don't sell.
Yes, exactly.
We need to work on that. I mean, you have
Yes.
such wonderful restaurants we have right here in Los Gatos,
Yes, we do.
and bakeries and things like that, and
Oh,
maybe we
bakeries,
could
yes.
get you some of the surplus. You do have a website,
We do.
so that if people are inspired, and I hope everybody is inspired to maybe go online and help you out.
Yes, calvarylg.com is where you go, Calvary Church, and then there's a / House of Hope. And the thing that's great for us is it's easy to give to us because we have a wish list up on Amazon.
That's the
And
best.
So you can just drop ship it to us.
That's
and
great.
We love to get donations from anyone.
You know, I'm so glad we're discussing this because, you know, Los Gatos is such an affluent town.
Yes.
And I don't know if people realize that there are those 70 families, a third of them local, who need help,
Yes.
you know, just need help to survive. And there you are. So that's wonderful.
Yes,
It really
thank you.
is. Any goals, any dreams?
Well, I have all kinds of dreams, so I don't know where to start. But I think one thing that I would love to do is to figure out how we in Los Gatos could have some sort of an app developed where everybody is sharing online. You know, I have this, and it would all be for free. I have this and it's extra. I have this piece of furniture. I have this. Who needs it? And we could all share it.
Is Nextdoor not in Los Gatos?
Nextdoor is in Los Gatos, but pretty much that's a lot that people are selling that on that
Okay.
app. And I would like it for something for those of us who have plenty, we can share with those who don't and just share across the board.
I'm glad I asked because you just never know. You just never know. We have so many different viewers watching us at KCAT TV 15. Somebody may say, I have a way to do that. And
Yes.
if they do, how do they get in touch with you? Just go to the website? I mean, you know, I Google
Yes.
everything.
Yes.
So I Googled House of Hope and it came right up. You know, just put Los Gatos down so you get the right House of Hope and there you have it.
Yes, and if they call Calvary Church and just ask for Jan,
The one and only.
the one and only, yes, they'll get me.
That's wonderful.
Right away.
Thank you for what you do.
You are welcome. It's my pleasure.
And I hope this opens doors. I hope this
hope so
opens doors.
too.
I hope some of the
Yes.
restaurants start calling up and saying, you know what? We could make a Saturday morning delivery or something like that. You never know.
You never know.
That's what we do here is
Yes.
network. It's our community and we try to make it better all the time.
It is exciting to see.
It is. Thank you,
Yes.
Jan. Jan Yount from House of Hope that used to be called House of Dope, and look what they've done with that place on Los Gatos Boulevard, right next to Calvary Church. You have a story to share? Do you know somebody like Jan, something that is so fabulous going on in the community? This is our community, and I love how we all network with each other and sit down and chat. So community storytelling, make your nomination at KCAT TV 15, and thank you so much for being with us today. I'm Lissa Kreisler.